Probably the worst news you could possibly get in life, that your child has a terminal illness, is diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumour, and that they can't do an awful lot for her. But it's absolutely the worst news, and it's awful to have to go through it. Having said that, once we were over the initial shock, when the chemotherapy was finished, we had 7-8 beautiful years with Cliona after that, and for that we're very grateful. With Cliona, you know, her attitude, the way she handled her illness made it so much easier for us.
It was set up as a result of the passing of our daughter Cliona, who died late 2006. She obviously passed away from an inoperable brain tumour, and as a result of that we just felt that we needed to help other kids who found themselves in similar situations. We feel that our foundation is unique in the sense that we provide financial assistance for non-medical expenses for the families who face situations where they have kids who are very sick.
This is Richard Lynch, you're watching ilovelimerick.com, and tonight I've come to Bulgan and Castle in County Limerick, where Clionas Foundation are in a celebratory mood. They've raised €1 million for children with life-limiting conditions. Brendan, what an achievement. As the founder of Clionas Foundation, how does this make you feel?
Humbled, thrilled that we could do this, and it's a huge testimony really to Cliona and her name and her memory that we have Clionas Foundation. There's been so many people that have helped us to be here tonight and to achieve such a wonderful amount of fundraising over a short period of time. It all kicked off here in Bulgan and Castle 8 years ago, so we're delighted to be here tonight to celebrate having raised over €1 million.
How many families have you helped with the €1 million in the last 9 years?
We've almost helped 300 families all around the country, again for the non-medical expenses, and that's the important thing, for the parking, the overnight accommodation, sustenance, everything that, that when somebody has a financial strain, that we can take away that pain from them, because we know ourselves, having gone through the journey, that you don't want to have a financial problem when you have a child that's, very ill.
And isn't Cliona's birthday around here? What age would she have been? Her birthday was a couple of weeks ago. What age would she have been?
Cliona would have been 25, and her birthday was on the 6th of January.
So is this why you chose this month to celebrate such a wonderful achievement?
Well, yeah, it's our annual event. It happens every January here in Bulgan Castle, and yes, because of Cliona's birthday, and our friends and family were mindful that it was Cliona's time. Back then, we didn't think about that because Cliona had died, but now we see the significance of it. So yeah, it's extra special.
So Keith, you've come all the way down tonight to help Clionas Foundation celebrate an amazing milestone, 1 million, as part of the Keith Duffy Foundation. Can you tell me a little bit about the Keith Duffy Foundation and why they would come to support this night?
The Keith Duffy Foundation is, like I say, work in progress. We want to work with other charities. We want to do joint ventures with other charities and try and help them help themselves effectively. Obviously I've got a familiar face. I'm very well known around the country, and if I can lend my familiar face to a charity such as Clionas Foundation to try and get their awareness out there and let people around the country know that they are here. What they do is phenomenal. I'm blown away by what they do. Brendan was talking to you earlier on, and he said he believes there's a significance why I'm here tonight. That's more than just the fact that I got to know you and you introduced me to Brendan, but actually Terry found photographs last week of me with Cliona some 17 years ago, which is quite bizarre, and I was very touched to see the photographs because my dear friend Stephen Gately was in one photograph with his arm around Cliona, and I said to Brendan, I said, well, Stephen still has his arm around her, two angels together in heaven, and that for me kind of solidates the reason why I'm here, and why the Keith Duffy Foundation has found itself working with the Cliona Foundation. And I'd like to be able to bring whatever weight I can to the Cliona Foundation going forward. I'd like to also congratulate Terry and Brendan and all the people that support them for their unbelievable fundraising over the last 8 years and reaching the sum of €1 million tonight. That's to be commended and congratulated.
Mr. Keith Duffy, who has joined us tonight, especially down from Dublin.
How amazing is that, ladies and gentlemen? 8 years ago, they didn't really know what they wanted to achieve. 8 years later, they've helped over 300 families. You know, they've made over €1 million. Tonight is the night where they've hit that target. So for me to be here on such a memorable night, to help celebrate and to help congratulate everybody, it's an absolute honour and a pleasure. In fact, I think maybe Brendan and Terry should come up and show you the cheque, because it looks so impressive.
Yeah, Brendan and Terry.
Look at that check, ladies and gentlemen. €1 million tonight, thanks to people like you.
That epitomises why I set up the Keith Duffy Foundation. You know, it's to give light and awareness to other charities that are working so hard to help people that are less fortunate than themselves. You know, living in a situation where you have a child that has a limited life condition is hard enough, but if you're coming into financial problems, and it could be the simplest thing as putting oil into a tank to heat the house, or putting bread on the table, or car parking, like Brendan said earlier on, I just think it's genius. I really, really do. And I think not only are you helping so many different families around the country, and I was horrified to hear that they've helped over 300 families. Obviously that's great, but to know that every one of those families obviously had a terminally ill child, it just goes to show you, in a small country like Ireland, the amount of children out there that have got terminal illness, and that's heartbreaking in itself. So to kind of take away the pressure, you know, the financial pressure and strain that having a child that's very, very sick, to take that strain away from the family is a huge gift for the family. And whatever else the Clionas Foundation will provide, I mean, I know it's limitless. I know they just want to help in any way that might be needed. And for us to even, we're honoured, our Keith Duffy Foundation and the people that work behind me are honoured and delighted to be able to shake the hands of the people here tonight and just say to them that we are prepared to help them in any way we can. And moving forward, I'm coming back down with the foundation to do a ball for Easter in the Strand Hotel in Limerick, and whatever funds are awarded to the Keith Duffy Foundation that night, we will be passing directly on to the Clionas Foundation and making them our beneficiaries of that night. But I don't want to stop it there. Since getting to know the Clionas Foundation and doing my research, I've realised the fantastic work they've done, and I'd like to be able to think that we can work together moving forward, you know, for as long as we can.
This is Richard Lynch. You've been watching ilovelimerick.com, and this is Keith Duffy from the Keith Duffy Foundation. .com.ie will take you to the same place, honey. It'll take you to me. And this is Brendan Ring from Clionas Foundation, and we've just celebrated Clionas Foundation reaching €1 million mark in aid of kids. Woo! Isn't that amazing? In aid of supporting kids in Ireland.
Fantastic.
We're going to see you soon.